Hi there, I'm Construction Gamer, and this is another UK mod showcase for Transport Fever 2. Starting today's episode with a nice reskin of the Leyland Olympian by CW315. The Arriva reskin is by DV64 MLO, and as you'd come to expect, it's just a nice little reskin. It's got the matching seat colours and matching handrails, which are all correct for Arriva vehicles. I'm not sure what the date is on these. There's nothing in the description, but I'm guessing from this particular livery, something around the early 2000 mark possibly. So yeah, that's just another reskin available for the Leyland Olympian bus, which is just a nice model in itself. From a bus reskin, we're heading over to a made-up reskin of the Class 180, the original model by Plain Simple, the TFW reskin by Quince99 and Lego Country Fan. So this, obviously, TFW don't have, or Transport for Wales don't have 180s. I don't think they ever plan to have them back, or not have them back, but have them at all. But they've done this. I guess you could use it as a little bit of a stopgap for the 175 or maybe one of the newer units if you're looking for something a little bit more modern for your Transport for Wales network. I mean, it does look actually quite nice in this colour scheme with the red detailing there and the red doors. I know it's mostly white, but I think it does look like quite a classy livery anyway, and it does look particularly good on the 180. So when did TFW take over? Is it 2000? I should know this. It's just 2019, 2018, I think. So I'm guessing that's when you would start to get these. Obviously, the 180 Atlante was from about 2000, but I'm not sure if the livery is a period specific. So yeah, just cool looking livery. And just take a quick look inside. Looks all nice. Has it got colour schemes for the seats? They're just like actually, I think the seats are kind of correct as well. They've got some red detailing with like grey moquette, I guess it is. So yeah, it's just a really nicely well done reskin. I know it's like a made up one, but I guess if you're stuck for TFW stock, you could always put this in place. I think I'd be tempted to maybe reduce it to 3 cars and reduce the speed. Me personally, I'd just do that in the LUA file, make a few adaptations, and maybe just as a stand-in for a 175 until maybe a 175 gets released one day, but I'm not sure if anyone's working on one at the minute. I don't think it's particularly high on the priority list, but yeah, there we go. Nice reskin of the 180 there. Next, we're moving on to something which has the potential to split opinion a little bit. It is the Pullman Livery HST. So we've got the 43 and the Mark III carriages in the Pullman livery. Some people absolutely love it and some people not so much. I'm a bit on the fence with it. I can see what they were trying to do, but I don't know, it just looks a bit odd if you ask me. But that's not the creator's fault. The creator of this is Quince99 again. The Mark III carriages, the original model by Young Lennon, and the Class 43 by Killer Cans. But yeah, it's well done. I know it does replicate the real train. You've got 2 types of buffet and 2 types of carriages, so you can put the correct consist together. I don't think I've done that in this particular instance, so I'm guessing it is available from 2020, because that's, I think, it was last year, wasn't it, when the Pullman liveried HST started work, entered the network or whatever. I'm not sure if it worked very much with COVID restrictions and whatnot, but I'm guessing it was destined for special charter work and things like that. So yeah, it's there if you wanted to put it to work. If you really love this Pullman reskin, then yeah, it's finally there on the workshop for you to use, should you so desire. Next, we're moving on to a completely new model. This is the Class 156 and Class 152 by CW315. This is a completely new model, so I don't think it's based off the original 156, which is already available. I think it's completely redone from the bottom up, basically. So you can see there all the detail on the engine and stuff like that inside as well. Highly detailed model, looks really, really good. So with this, you get the 156. I think there's 3 liveries available for now. So you've got the Northern Spirit, the older Northern, and the what else is there? The regional railways livery as well. So yeah, it just looks. Just trying to zoom in a little bit, just so you can appreciate the detail that's gone into this and the level of detail and the effort that's gone into it. Just looks really, really good. So I'll pause the game a minute and just kind of go over to the 152, which is on the back. So basically, the 152 was supposed to be a 156 split in two, basically, with a driver's cab on the end. So it's pretty much identical to a Class 153, but there are, I think, subtle differences, like the doors on the 153. Does a 153 have plug doors maybe, whereas the 156 just has like sliding doors? I don't think that's the correct technical term, but yeah, you get what I mean. So yeah, but this will stand in place for a 153. So if you've got a route which doesn't really need a 2-car unit, or maybe isn't carrying as many passengers as you'd like, then you've got this Class 152 single car vehicle for those routes. Just until the 153 gets released anyway. I think CW did say, I did see a comment that he is working on 155, 153 versions. Well, a 155 and a 153, because they are almost different trains with different details and things like that. But in the interim, I don't think you'd notice too much if this was in place of 153 until that gets released. So yeah, there we are. You can work them obviously in multiples like this. I have seen certainly Transport for Wales Rail sticking 153s on the back of any old train. So I think I've seen a 150 with a 153 on the end, and some other vehicles as well, to make 3-car units during the COVID period to try and increase capacity, because they really, Transport for Wales in particular, although we haven't got a TFW livery at the minute, but have really struggled for rolling stock, so they have just been mixing and matching. I guess Northern to a certain extent does the same as well with its vehicles, just kind of mixing and matching. It even puts Pacers with Sprinters, doesn't it? Well, it has done up until recently, because the last Pacer got scrapped last year, didn't it? So there we are. That's the 156, 152. We'll take a look now in a depot at the vehicles we've just looked at to look at some of the stats. The 156 should be available from 1987 in the Regional Railways livery, and then obviously each livery has its own specific date, and I'm guessing the 152 available from about 1990 is when they were proposed to be made anyway. We'll head first into the vehicle depot just to look at the Olympian. Now, I'm looking at this. This is the Leyland Olympian ECW DV64 MLO kind of pack, and it is in that, so it's not in the original Leyland Olympian section. It's got its own DV64 section, and if you subscribe to more of DV64 skins, then they will appear in here. The Arriva painted doesn't seem to have an icon at the minute on this, not right now, not at the time of recording this episode anyway, and if you buy it again you won't have an icon, but it does definitely work, as I've shown you at the start of the episode. Next, heading into the rail depot, we'll take a look first of all at the multiple units. So it is the Class 180. We've got two different versions of this. So we've got the Transport for Wales with covers and ones with open. So that's the bit on the front where the coupler is. This has an open ended with the coupler exposed, and this one has covers over with the coupler covered up, basically. Same stats as the original Class 180, so there's not much difference there. 125 miles per hour top speed, 125 capacity, 3,807 horsepower. So the only difference is on those two versions is the coupler being opened or closed. So if you want to make a 10-car consist, that's probably the one you want, isn't it? Next, moving on to the HST. This is all in your separate sections again. So we've got the Class 43 power cars, you've got the front and rear Pullman, and then going down into the passenger wagons, got the Mark III coaches. So there's two variants. There's a TF, I'm not sure what that stands for, to be honest, and a TGS as well. So slightly different. And then you do have a buffet, two different buffets as well, TK and a TKFB. I don't think there's a pre-assembled consist, although yes there is. So that would be the consist in the correct formation, I'm guessing. So it is actually quite a long consist, 244 metres long. So if you go to all, right down the bottom, you've got your Midlands, Pullman, full set. And if we go back to multiple units, and we've got up here the Class 156 and 122, or the Class 152 rather. 75 miles per hour top speed, 290 horsepower, capacity of 25. So we've got regional railways or provincial, Northern Rail original, although it does look a little bit odd because it hasn't got the white detail like replicated, but I'm guessing maybe accurate. And then you've got the First Northwestern First Star livery as well, which I do remember the 153s with the First Star livery, so that's definitely accurate. And then you've got the 156, it's Northern Spirit, provincial, regional railways, and then you've got your Northern Rail ones there. So obviously just double the capacity. Is it? Actually, no, it's not. It's not. That's good. So it's got a slightly higher capacity, obviously because it's two vehicles, but it's 30 in each car, and that's basically because that's got a driving cab, hasn't it? So that will reduce the capacity somewhat. So that's a nice little detail there. So capacity of 60 for that. Top speed 75 miles per hour, 578 horsepower. So there we are. I think I'm going to leave you with the 156 because it is a nice model, a lot of detail, a lot of work gone into it. So I'm going to leave you with the Northern Spirit 156 and say until next time, bye bye.